Good evening, good evening, good evening. Afternoon. I keep messing up. I don't know why I do that every single time. Every single time I'm talking about good evening when I know it's the afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Watchdogs. Y'all know what it is with the Watchdogs. Y'all, I don't have to tell y'all. Y'all already know. It's me ranting about I don't want to call it a rant. Why did I call it a rant? Because somebody told me the other day that I was ranting, that I get on here and rant a whole lot. But it's not really a rant, but I'm gonna give her that and say we're gonna call it, Glenda, this is a rant. So you can call it what you may, but it's the truth. It's my truth. It's our truth, and just pay particular attention to our. It's our, O-U-R, our. It's not just me. It's our truth. It's our black media here that we're trying to give you all. It's ours. So, some people are going to tell you the truth and some people are not. I just promise to always try to keep it real with you and tell you the truth. I'm going to be outspoken and unapologetic. That's just who I am. You don't like it, you don't have to watch. But anyway, share, share, share. Invite all your friends to come and see it. Come participate with us. We got a list of hot topics this morning that we weren't able to cover on all the shows extensively over the weekend. Over the week. So here's the weekend. So this is where we break it down with all our hot topics. There's a number of them. We got good morning, Melinda. Watching from I-9 Sports Field at Memorial Day School. Okay. Mike Kelly, I wait on Saturdays just to hear you rip into somebody, into someone. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Mike, I don't be ripping into them. I just be trying to correct some wrongs. That's all I do. I just try to correct some stuff. Melinda Gwenthorne, good afternoon. Hey, Melinda. Glad you're tuning in from out there on the field. Angela Simmons. Hello, Angela. Good morning. Good afternoon. You doing like I did, Angela. But anyway, we're going to get right into our subjects. If you want to call in, you can. Let me see if I got my speaker box. I think I got my speaker box here. If you want to call in. I don't know if you want to or not. After I go to ranting, they always say that I talk to about people too much. But if you want to call in, if you want to or not, after I go to rant, how's that? They always say that I talk to. Oh, okay, I see it. But there you go. I got it. I'll see what happened. Anyway, trying to get all that right. Who else done called? Try, man. Okay. Tanya on the way back from Florida. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Drive safe, baby. Stay safe, Tanya, Melinda. Okay. All right. We're going to get right into it. If you want to call in, that's the number to call in. I'm not going to stop you from calling in and asking me a question. Glenda, if you're out there and you want to call in, you want to ask me a question, go ahead and ask me that question. I'm ready. I'm waiting on some of y'all to just call your friends and tell them to tune in. We got 5 or 6 hot topics that we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking about these subjects. So go ahead and call your friends. Tell them I'm on. Tell them we fit to get nasty. No, we're not. That was just a joke. That was just a joke. We got some nasty shows coming up after a while. No, we don't. That's another lie. So y'all just tune in. Call your friends. Call all your friends and tell them to tune in to All Things Relevant Media. On this platform, we're going to give it to you raw. We're going to give it to you real. We're going to give it to you like you're supposed to have it. We're not holding anything back. And that's just the way it is. excuse me, while I get all my stuff set for YouTube and everywhere else, because my producer didn't show up to work today, and then she gonna call me, ask me what show she got to do. You know what show you got to do, girl? You should have been there. You should have been here. Call your people. Tell them to tune in. They can call in right here also. We're not discriminating. Call in. Talk to us. We finna get started in a minute. 1 minute. We're going to get started. You ain't got to worry about it. 1 minute. We're going to be started. And our first subject is, I invited the alderwoman. I don't know whether she got my text. Bernetta, if you out there and you want to come on and talk about this here, hey, Bernard, what's going on? You could have got on this show too. You could have got in right here, Bernard. So we're gonna I got all that set up because my producer didn't come, so she could set it up. And then my wife is out of town. She on the way back. So we're gonna get started with whatever we're gonna get started with. We're gonna get started with it right now. Okay. First subject. Oh, Bernard is at a tournament. Okay. Okay. Good luck at the tournament, my brother. Good luck. We're going to get started with first subject. And our first subject, I was hoping the alderwoman might call in. Bernetta Lanier, if you out there and you hear me, I sent you the link just so you could have been on the first 15 minutes if you wanted to, or you could have stayed the whole show and listened to me. I don't know. But the first subject is, what is the first subject? The Weeping Time vote is Thursday. We got the Weeping Time vote coming up Thursday. They postponed the event. I mean, they postponed the vote a month ago, 3 weeks ago. And they postponed it for 4 weeks until Thursday coming up. And so Nick Palumbo asked for that. And so he can investigate some proposed impropriety. But we found that there's been no investigation and there is nothing wrong with what the alderwoman has been doing. So the newspaper got it wrong, they got it wrong, and we're going to see whether they get the vote wrong. The vote is Thursday, this Thursday. The vote is this Thursday coming up, and we'll see what happens in that meeting. We want to know whether they get it right. We want to know who is going to vote for it, what council member is voting against it, and should there be consequences? Should there be consequences for a vote that goes against the community, what the community wants? Should there be consequences? We know that some of the council people don't give a damn and they're going to vote the way that they want to vote. So we're going to have to hold them accountable after that. There was no smoking gun found for the last postponement. They postponed it and there's no smoking gun. So we'll see what happens on Thursday. I don't know what happened with the postponement, but we need to hold some people accountable and there should be consequences for their vote. Everybody, please pay attention. Pay attention. Please pay attention. At the end of the show, I'm going to be telling y'all about our upcoming new shows. We got some great shows. We got a bunch of local stuff that was built to create the station, for the foundation of the station. Those things solidified us as a media group here. Now we're going to go and broaden our appeal so that we can get some national recognition. So all the shows that we have coming up, the next 7 shows are national shows. They are on a national appeal. They can relate to anybody, really a worldly appeal. They can relate to anybody in the world. Anyway, Melinda Gwen said, why would folks think that making Gulfstream the vaccination site then turn around and say the Civic Center is the site. Publicity for Gulfstream. I don't know. I don't know why they put it there in the first place. It should have always been at the Civic Center, some way neutral, where everybody knows you can't get on Gulfstream without a damn police escort. They postponed it to come up with something devious. Well, the something devious is probably going to be their boat, Melinda. Bernard, you could have come on the phone. You could call in. You know my number. If you got something you want to say. All right. So back to our subjects. They didn't find a smoking gun. We don't know what happened with the postponement or why Nick called it, and who did the investigation and what are the findings from it. They didn't tell us whether they canceled it, so they didn't tell us whether they were sorry for saying something about the alderwoman and trying to disparage her name. They didn't say anything. So we'll see in the in Thursday coming what their conclusion is, and we'll see what their vote is. Whether they postpone it again and try to find some property that the city owns that would go better for this site. And then not only after that, we have to find out what are we going to do with that property. What's going to happen with that property? We need to find out. Something needs to happen that's going to be good for the community. And we need to stop twiddly-dee and twiddly-dum and acting the property will sit there another 20 years if we don't have any movement. If we don't have people actively engaging and I'm trying to do something proactive with this property. They want to sell it. They want to use it for that. Then let's see what we can do. Let's put our funds together to see whether we can build something so that we can put our capital together and start an investment firm through Ivory Bay or alongside Ivory Bay. However, we need to do something with this property. And then, the vote is coming up Thursday. It's going to be a tough vote. And we'll see what happens. Okay, on to our next subject, the new Georgia voting laws. The new Georgia voting laws, y'all. We got some new Georgia voting laws, and that's a problem. They put these laws in to hold us back because they saw that we were becoming a force. They saw that we were gaining momentum. They saw that we were about to change the whole entire state blue, not just for a day, but for a period of time. Because believe me, like I said, I don't know. Bernard Brown is on the call. Bernard, good morning, my brother.
Hey, good morning, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Well, we on these new Georgia voting. You missed the first topic, which was the weeping time vote for Thursday. We on the new Jim Crow voting laws.
You know I had to call in about that. You know I had to call in.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I got a big tournament I'm going at Swanee, so that I couldn't tune in. You know, I took a break. But you know what? It's like this here. We already got control, as black folks, we already got control of our voting rights because of what happened putting Biden and those two senators in place. We have more votes than ever since voting right was here for the black folks. So that's why these Republicans and Kemp and all of them trying to come up with this law so they can stop us from coming to the vote, which is a bunch of BS. And I ain't gonna cuss because I done got blocked so many times. So I'm gonna keep it real, but I'm gonna keep it in a perspective way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But they don't have no control of us. We have control of ourselves. All we have to do as black people now is stick together. You know what I'm saying? Stick together. And with you, brother, the platform that you put out in, it's a good thing. So we all have to piggyback on you and moving forward. Because at the end of the day, they can't stop us anyway. How you gonna give somebody a misdemeanor for giving somebody water to stand in line? Come on, now, you crazy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we, like I say, we as black folks, we in control now. Don't give the power back to these white folks. Don't give the power back. You know what I'm saying? Let's head forward. Let's head forward and don't worry about that Jim Crow Jim or whatever they try to put in there. Don't worry about that. Let's do what we need to do. Let's go to the poll and vote. If let's take a day off. If you got to take a day off your job and go vote and do that, because you got 5 days of vacation. I got 7 weeks of vacation at the end of the day. So they can do whatever they want to do is whatever they're trying to do, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. So all we need to do is continue to do what we did this past voting, and we're gonna be okay at the end of the day.
Okay. So what do you think about Coca-Cola and Delta? You right there in Atlanta, Georgia. What do you think about Coca-Cola and the Delta Airlines and all those big major companies in Atlanta? And how they first came out, they wouldn't say anything. They waited on us to tell them what to do. Why do we have to always tell these people how we feel? They should have people in their diversity departments understanding that this is wrong for our communities and jumping on it and telling these Georgia state representatives and the governor how they feel.
Hey, you know what happened with that? Coca-Cola, Southwest, all of them got a phone call. They got a phone call for one of the most highest black members of, the state of Georgia. Okay, because Coca-Cola don't want that to hurt their pocket. The airline don't want it to hurt because we support them more. We as black people support them more than any people in this country. So that's why they came out.
Well, you're right.
Hold on. Let me cut this off. That's why they came out the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
And you see what happened when Major League Baseball pulled out the All-Star game from Atlanta.
Yeah. And Major League Baseball, Coke, Delta, they all have given new statements. How about Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A seems to be, everybody loves Chick-fil-A. I guess they got that special taste on their chicken sandwich. I don't know. But, Chick-fil-A really needs to be taught a lesson because Chick-fil-A, the owner, I understand, is a racist. So I went by his property. That property he got in Jackson County, and up there. I went by because I had a friend that lives by it, an old friend, and we all went to visit him and at his horse ranch, and he got a horse ranch right down from the Chick-fil-A owner property, and that property is miles and miles and miles long with nothing but just beautiful hedges and beautiful farmland. I mean, it's in the city, but anyway, Pastor Small said the memorial should be first. He's talking about the for the weeping time. Then you had we got, hold on, let me put you on with Pastor Smalls. Caller, you on the air? Caller?
Yes, sir.
Pastor Small? Pastor Small?
Yes, Brother Small.
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. The most dangerous portion of the new law is not about the waters. That's almost a distraction.
Right.
The most dangerous part is the fact that the legislature has decided to create a committee that will replace the Secretary of State in its duties to oversee the election. The majority of the House or the Senate will appoint people to a board. That board will have the authority to go in and remove any county superintendent or election officials and replace them And therefore, at the county level, they will be able to declare that the election is fraudulent, are not well run enough, and actually throw those votes out. So that committee will actually be able to, under law, declare Fulton County or DeKalb County, Chatham County's votes to have not been reasonably secure, and therefore will not count them for an election. Had this law been in place during the presidential election that just passed, Georgia would never have been certified.
Yes, sir.
Its electoral votes would never have been counted on either side.
And Trump would still be president.
We could lose the election like that.
Yeah, and Trump would still be president if it was up to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where the biggest problem is. The water is bad, but I'm telling you, the difficulty with this is in other aspects of it. The loss of voting boxes and things of that nature. But what they were really trying to get to the point of being able to control certification of our elections.
Right.
And that's where the hurt is.
Yes, sir.
Georgia has 12 electoral votes, 12. Okay, even if just say even if it would have went the other way, for what's the fool name?
For Trump.
For Trump, he still would have lost. I mean, so
yeah, but in a closer election, you can't take that chance.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
See, they're preparing for the future. They're not caring about right now.
Right. Yep, 2024.
Yeah, whatever's happened already, they said okay.
I'm going to listen. That was my part. I love y'all.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, love you too. You're right. Remember me and you were sitting right there in the yard and we were talking, and I was telling folks, these folks are getting prepared for 2024. And what Trump did was he got banned from Facebook and Twitter and all that. Now he started another social media. He started from his house. He started another one. So he already in the background building up. Because he had 74 million people. 74 million people now voted for this move. 74 million, and then 81 million for Biden. So just say he takes 10 or 20 million if he run 2024, and he take 20 million for Biden and put it on him. That fool back in the White House.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct. Sherelle Grant says Kemp is on right now and claims water will be given out in voting lines. So now they want to give out water, but they got a law saying he just signed a law saying he didn't read the law saying that there's going to be no water. You can't hand out water. Now I guess he'll say the employees could probably give out water. He said he will not back down and that Major League Baseball, Coca-Cola, Delta should apologize. He said those groups are scared of Stacey, Biden, Waldorf, and Ossoff. Those groups are scared of the damn voters, idiot. Kemp is an idiot. I don't even know how he became a damn lawyer. What law school let this fool out of law school? You ever heard him talk? He couldn't represent me doing a damn thing. Kemp is an idiot. The thing is, I don't know. Let me read this next one. Weeping Time Parcel, Jasper Springs still needs study. Expert agreed, but it's not widely known. This potentially powerful addition to the story of our city would expand the local economic base and give African American history tourists a boost. Thank how our reputation for preserving all significant parts of the record. We all love the Salvation Army, but building too soon truly obliterates this possibility. I can't see good, y'all. Willie Shields, but they say the 150 from voting lines are sight. We're gonna get on top of that, Willie. We're gonna see if we can get around it. We need to stop eating chicken, period, unless we raise them ourselves. Yeah, that chicken, they putting them steroids in the chicken. You ever went to churches? I went in churches and saw the chicken one time and told them that's okay. I don't want no more. I don't want that. The chicken wings was big as my hand, man. You ain't damn chicken wing that big. Steroids they putting in these chicken. What about the
Yeah,
response
you
of
know,
Stacey Abrams regarding the boycott? Stacey Abrams saying something about the boycott. What did she say, Melinda? I haven't seen it. I've been too busy all week doing everything I've been doing. She said Stacey Abrams say something about the boycott. Ivan Cohen saying, you mean Chick-fil-A chickened out? No pun intended. Chick-fil-A chickened
but
out?
you know one thing about Chick-fil-A, they like during this pandemic, they 31% they make more money than any restaurant in the state. In matter of fact, in America.
They are. They are. Their lines are 24/7. They close, but their lines are when they open in the morning to the time they close. Their lines are backed up all day long.
Yeah.
Because they serve one thing and they serve it well: chicken. Governor Kemp is trying. Tanya Hall. Governor Kemp is trying to get in Trump's good grace. That's correct. I don't know why. He's just like Ted Cruz. Trump called Ted Cruz wife ugly, called his daddy a murderer, and Ted Cruz kiss his butt better than anybody. Ain't no man gonna talk to me like that and expect for me to bend down and kiss his butt. They think Kemp is God. Trump is God. Sherelle Grant, speak, Julius. Yes, ma'am. I certainly will, as long as God give me breath. We must establish a means for local registered voters to get ID. We must do that. We got to get out and talk to these people. Good evening. We'll talk about that in a few. And one of my last things on this subject, we're going to talk about what Ivan Cohen, what Melinda Gwen Thornton just said. Jackson John said, good evening, Julius. What do you think we could do to fight the Republicans trying to stop the voter turnout? I'm going to give you that in 1 second. She's not encouraging a boycott because it will hurt the economy and low-income workers. She is stressing voters. Well, that's a good way to do it, but they understand one thing, Stacey. They understand economics. Stacey, you smart. You know that. It don't usually harm. Those companies are not going to lay off anybody in the chain. They're not going to lay off anybody because that's going to make them look bad. These companies are billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies. They don't care anything about a couple of dollars. They'll pay those people until the boycott is over. But one of the last things, what do you say, Bernard?
You're right. You're right. They trust me. It's really not going to have no effect on the economy. My thing is basically you got to start some way, because if we let people continue to just to bully us around, man, we're going to be in trouble. We need to stop asking for stuff and demand stuff and take it.
And after you demand it, then put your money together to get it. You know, Reverend Warnock said that it's just Jim Crow in a suit now. It ain't Jim Crow with a hood on. It's Jim Crow with a suit on. And he's absolutely right. What do you think, Bernard, on is Georgia red or blue?
Georgia, they red, Georgia blue. And Georgia blue.
I think Georgia is red. We just turned Georgia blue for a day. That's all we did. Right. We turned Georgia blue for a day to accomplish something. And if we don't stay on what we need to do, then Georgia will become totally red again, because we have a tendency of forgetting the things that we're supposed to be doing and going back to doing the things that we used to do. And that is to be lazy, not go out and vote. One of the things that I'm going to address with Mr. Who said Ivan Cohen? No, it was Jackson John. Jackson John said was, what are we going to do to combat that? And it's registration, education, and participation. We got to register new voters. All these 18-year-olds that's turning 18, that will be 18 by the time it's time to vote, they're eligible at 17 and a half. If they're going to be 18 by the time they vote, they can apply. We need to get out and have voter registration drives all over the whole state of Georgia, because they're not going to do it. They're too good to do it. So we do it, and that's why we turned the state blue for one day. Then there's education. Once you get these people registered, you have to educate them with shows like this, with platforms like this, with other shows out there that are telling people what are the consequences if you don't vote. You got to vote. Your participation is needed. Just don't sign up and don't participate. Your participation is needed. You got to participate. Other than that, why we registered you? Why we went through the trial of educating you? And if you're not going to participate, it's registration, education, participation, and that's the only way that we're going to change things. Y'all share this, share this, share this. We got 2 more comments. We got Melinda. I agree with boycotting. I agree with boycotting it too. That's all they understand is economics, because it's just not going to affect their economics here. When they see us boycotting here, they boycott everywhere in the world. Ivan Cohen must be hoping for a cabinet position for whoever the Trumpican party dominates as their candidate.
You know what we need to we need to focus on too, instead of 2024, we need to focus on 2022, because we're talking about, even though you're the president of the United States, but if you don't have control of the Senate, or you don't have control of the House, ain't really the president nothing they can do.
Right, and you can't keep the president in check. You're right. You can't keep him in check if you don't have control of those departments. You got to have it.
You don't. And the reason why Biden is getting so much done is because he has control of the Senate. But the Senate 50-50, but the majority of it, he got the House. So if the this thing's 50-50, right? And the last vote comes from the vice president.
Yeah.
So we need to get out in 2022 to make sure we keep the House and we keep the Senate, because that's where controlling that.
That's absolutely correct. We got to keep that.
Hey, go walk under the tunnel. It's a tunnel. Yeah, don't go across the street. It's a tunnel. Yeah. Sorry about that, dude.
Okay. But our next subject, and I know you won't talk about this, my brother. The George Floyd murder trial. The George Floyd murder trial. Are you watching the trial?
Yeah, I've been. You know what? That's me and Sherman. Our boy Sherman. He do a lot of stuff with Minnesota. So me and him was talking about it. The first thing I want to see is this: if they let that man go, all hell gonna break loose.
I believe that too.
It's gonna be worse than Rodney King. It's gonna be worse than Rodney King situation.
I believe that too.
It's like this guy, man.
Hold on, Bernard. Let me put the Alderwoman in. I just saw it pop up. Alderwoman.
Hey there. All right. How you doing?
All right. You missed the first part of it, but I got something else for you in a minute. But you missed the part of it on Weeping Time. There is a vote coming up Thursday, right?
That's correct. Oh, okay. I thought I was on time, but I'm not. Yes, Thursday. It was put off.
We'll be going back for you a little bit. Go ahead.
Thank you. It was extended. Remember, the last time was supposed to be for another 30 days, and that would have placed us at this. I need to check to see if it's on the agenda. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. That's some of my work for this afternoon. So if it is, I'll start alerting folks to the fact that it is on the agenda. It should be. We're expecting it to be there so we could get this vote out of the way and we could move forward and start building. And so that's where we are right now. So we still need people to continue to let the mayor and council know that they're standing with and in support of the people and the best interests of Greater West Savannah with the development that's being proposed for that property, the old Bartow/Weeping Time associated property.
Okay.
We need help. We need folks to continue reaching out to let them know. Please help us in these communities. We are doing the work and want to build the community up, and we want to find a more meaningful place for the Salvation Army. So help us, please, do this
Okay,
work.
well, we got two questions on this show for you. One
Yes, sir.
is they postponed it, saying that they wanted to see whether there were any improprieties. What happened to that investigation? Was there one?
I don't know. I was not involved in an investigation. I wasn't invited to no inquiry or no meeting or none of that. And I have been hearing from my constituents, the people that sent me to council, the voting population in the first district, 83+% of that vote spoke and said they wanted me to represent them on city council and entrusted me with this very sacred job. And I'm doing it to the best of my ability and for their good and for the greatest good in the first district. And so that in this case will be to deny the special use permit and to assist the Salvation Army in finding an alternative location and helping the people of West Savannah create the type of community that will build the community up and enrich the community and help build wealth in the community and stimulate this community. And that's the goal, to build a better community. Imagine a better West Savannah. Imagine a more prosperous West Savannah. Imagine that we have a wealth generator and healthy food options and more affordable work, income-based housing and community gardens and some kind of job generator, some technology trainer. Imagine a different West Savannah with those type of community benefits that will help build up this vulnerable community, help change the trajectory. And this is what the fight is all about. It's a clash of two visions. One vision is to continue to put poverty, propped up type design upon already impoverished people. That's one vision, and it's nothing over there. Those people over there, it's cheap land, that type attitude. And then we rebuke that, and we want to seed the area and design a community for upward mobility for the generations coming behind us. And we know what we need to build that wealth, and health and wealth is hand in hand. So we're talking about healthy food options and all type of community assets, and to develop a historical property that's relevant to the nation. So we have so much opportunity in our hand. And again, even on this program, we were talking about converting opportunity into wealth, wealthier, healthier life for the people that are already there, who were the intended of the actual investment all along. So we're just doing and keeping in what was the initial intent, to invest in the area, to uplift the area. And
okay, two more questions. Two more questions I got for you. One is, okay, if we're successful in making sure that this property isn't degraded that way with that type of building on it, bringing more poverty to an already impoverished area, what are we going to do about the property? We just can't let it sit there. We fought for nothing then. Might as well let the Salvation Army go there.
I haven't spoken to anyone who want to do absolutely nothing. And there are differing views. Now, my job is to make sure that all of those views are included in the decision making, that like we are able to meet in some type of structural, orchestrated environment that we could extract a consensus on, and allowing people voices to be heard and making their suggestion, put it on the wall, put it all up there. And then we're going to come out there with something that's going to be representative of the community. It's resident driven, it's people driven, citizen driven.
But can we get the property? Can we get the property to do those things?
Yes, there are options.
That's the question, because we know Earlene Davis was holding it for the Salvation Army. Can she hold it for us to do something great with it? Can she sell it to us for the same price? Or are they gonna go back up on the price from $500,000 to $1 million now?
That is not a Bernetta question right there. I would love to be at the table helping to negotiate that for the best interest of the community. I would just have an opportunity to structure a deal, to structure, to have the will. This is what political will look like. You have mine. You have my complete will and trust that I want to work on behalf of the residents of the greater West Savannah and the community. And I want an opportunity to bring them all together and get those views and listen and explain to them and educate them and listen to what they want. And I could represent that, and I could live with that if we use that process. But the way it's happening now, that's bottoms up. But the way it's coming at us now, it's not acceptable because it's not the will of the people.
And the last question for this subject is, how do you feel about the vote? Do you think we can win this vote? The community can win this vote? Or do you think that they're going to go against the will of the community and go the other way? Give us your honest opinion. How do you feel, so that they could know who the pressure needs to be put on?
Julius, shamefully, I'm such an eternal optimist. You know, I always think that the greater good, the will, will prevail. And I know that what it has been in the past and what it looks like. But I think this issue is bigger than us, any one of us, regardless of what side you on. This issue is an issue that's going to have a generational impact. The decision we make on Thursday is going to impact people's lives for generation in an area of town that is the former Royal Valley slave plantation. And we could add insult to injury, or we could really look like, act like we look. We look like we are progressive, relatively young, Black, intelligent council. And oh my gosh, I know things are going to happen differently in Savannah now. That's the way we look. And the way we have it operating, it has been business as usual. So I think that the people have made their case, and I think they've had enough opportunity to see what the real underlying issue is, and that's whether we should change the zoning for a special use that is not allowed now, or allow we're hearing alternatives to be developed that are resident driven. Should we listen to these people, or should we continue to listen to developers? And that's the question on the table. So I'm hoping for the best, and I say I'm going to claim it already. I think we're going to vote in the negative that will be positive for the community.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And you're free to stay with us and discuss if you got time. I got one other subject that I want you to touch on in a minute, but I got a subject that's coming before that though, and then I got one other with when we're talking who's guarding the hen house. I need you to be here, so don't go nowhere. If you could give me a few minutes, we're gonna touch on. Okay, hang out with us then. I need to get to these questions because these people will be telling me that I didn't put their questions up. Tanya Howard Hall, we're going to also have to minimize absentee voting because they will find ways to reject the vote due to frivolous Jim Crow policies. You're absolutely correct, Dr. Hall. We got to be able to take these people to the polls because they'll be throwing a lot of the absentee votes out. People need to go to the polls. That is a very good point. Glad you're thinking about it. It is a red state. The governor, the secretary of state, the labor commission, also everything is red. Of course, we know Georgia's red. We just turned it blue for a day. So don't y'all fool yourself. This is a red state until we really turn it blue and remove the governor and remove a bunch of those people in the House and the Senate, State House and State Senate. This is a red state. If we do our job in the coming months in 22, then we can turn it blue. But right now, this is a red state. Make no mistake about it. Melinda Gwen Thornton says, when politicians passionately express their opposition to suppressive acts, then walk their comments back, I believe that they have been spoken to or contemplating toting the other people's water. That's correct. You're right about that. Local elections, local elections, flip state and local positions. Glenada Davis. Hey, Glenada. And Margaret Betts says, nice to see you, Alderwoman Lanier. I like what you said at the Hunger Club Forum today. Ned Williams and the group have developed a good statements for use of the council vote. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm gonna get these comments out the way, then we're gonna move on to the next subject. The mayor, cause I don't want to be too far behind, even though I got till 1:30 today. The mayor's trying to be the mayor and the first district alderman. He really is. We already got all the person for that, man. You don't have to be that too. Even though you represent it, you don't have to take both positions. Someone needs to tell him he is not in that race, and we have someone who gets it and refuses to sell out. Wow, you're right. Like minds in the other 158 counties can flip state elections. Yep, we certainly can. Shazam. That is like someone trying to wear two hats at the same time to fit one head. And our last comment before we move on to our next subject, if the black people in that council vote yes for that special use permit, then the people of their district will see that they don't care about their district. That is correct, Melinda Gwen Thornton. We're going to get on to our next subject, and our next subject was the George Floyd murder trial. We're going to get through it so that we can get to this alderwoman with the hotel motel tax. So the George Floyd murder trial, and I'm doing this because I got it in order. Who's watching the trial? Y'all watching the trial? Y'all got an opinion? You can put it up there. What we're saying is, I know Bernard. I don't know whether Bernard's still on the line or not. Yeah, he's still on the line. Bernard, you there? Bernard? No, he's somewhere around. What if Chauvin is found guilty? That's the thing. What if Chauvin is found guilty? Is this an open and shut case or what? That's what we ask the public. Is this an open or shut case? If you looked at the trial the first 4 or 5 days, you would think that ain't no way they can let this man off. There's no way that he could be let off. None. He has to be found guilty. All his police officers, everybody testifying against him. Now, it will tell us something. And if they let him off, it will be telling us something. It will be telling us that this country doesn't care about us. It will be telling us that our lives do not matter. It'll be telling us that they're sending us a message that stay in your place. You know, we can let one race do anything that they want to do to us as long as they want to do it. So we got the, you know, and that's just a shame. I don't know whether you got any comments on it, whether you're watching the trial or not, Alderwoman. But
no, I've been catching the highlights, but I haven't been, glued there. But I'm keeping up with the highlights of the case. It's a bit much because it's a bit much.
Okay. There's nothing in the defense that I've seen that has shown anything that's going to be more overwhelming than that videotape. That videotape was crushing. It was something. Every witness that came up there for the defense cried. Every witness except the police officer cried. And when you can make a person, I know a lot of people have not seen anyone take their last breath that's being killed. You might have had a parent or something die, or a loved one die, and you've been there. But have you ever seen anybody take their last breath by being killed? And that's something that if you're not mentally right for it, it could mess you up. I mean, I've seen dozens of people, and I'm on the scene where they take their last breath. It's something traumatic. I don't know whether that $27 million is enough to make this go away. I know it probably is. They paid the family $27 million to resolve the case, and then they got him on trial. So the trial just has to go the right way, even if it's 5 years. See, police officers get a certain degree, a certain pass. They get a pass in society for some reason. But in the academy, when we went through the police academy, and I went to the police academy, when we went to the police academy, we were taught that we could be going to prison also if we take somebody's life wrongfully. And the society just gives police officers too many passes, in my opinion. We got two more comments. We got nothing at all. The video with the police testimony is like adding 1 + 1. You're right, Brett. It is 1 + 1. Okay, Bernard had to go. He said he'll call back. Okay, Bernard, I need to talk to you anyway about your show. Melinda Gwen Thornton, the defense has seemingly attempted to switch the focus to have George Floyd's character on trial. Let me tell you something. They could put anything they want on trial, but that was a killing. That was a murder. That was a murder. Without a doubt, that was a murder. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. That was a murder. So, Bernard, did you have anything to say about the George Floyd trial?
I didn't know. I left you on hold. These folks trying to get on across the street, but I'm gonna say this here. Yeah, they got 27 million. At the end of the day, it's still not gonna bring that young man back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's still not gonna bring that young man back. And what you're doing is you're trying to kill this young man's character. You know what I'm saying? Say he, what was a fake $20 bill, and that's what they building their case on. He had already had other issues. No, the only issue he had when that cop put his knee on that man's neck and killed him. That's what I'm saying. He killed that man. He killed that man cold-blooded. There's no way that Ray Charles can see what happened. It's like, just like I said earlier, I hope and pray that it go the way that it should go and send his butt to prison, because it's not, it's going to be worse than what happened with Rodney King.
You're absolutely right. I believe so too. If they don't do what's right, it's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad. Yeah.
And we don't need we don't need them burning down their own cities and everything else. Tanya said, do you think any money will be given to the witnesses that recorded George Floyd's trial? I'm sure whoever brought the videotape, they're probably, and later on, they probably will get some notoriety because they are out. They'll be on the talk shows and everything else, and talking to some people. Well, I was going to try to have some of them on here. Chauvin's attorney has not put on his case yet.
I've been really upset about the last couple of days of events that's going on. Man, our young folks, our black young folks need to stop killing each other. They need, man, over the past, within 24 hours, it has been 10 young folks killing within 24 hours. Unnecessary killing.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta and Florida. It's this young lady. Hold on. It was this young lady. And y'all got walk sidewalk right there. They'll take you under the tunnel. Yeah. What happened was, this young lady, she was 21 years old. It was in Florida. She was 21 years old, right? And she was sitting in her boyfriend. She was sitting in her boyfriend's car with her two little kids, two babies. And a drive-by came and was shot in the car. They were trying to kill her boyfriend. And the young girl covered her daughter up, and she took the bullet. And the little baby who was in the back seat, if she went to sleep and hunched over, the other bullet would have hit her. And the young guy took the baby to one of the either to her mama or her daddy. He took the baby to her mama or daddy and left the young girl in the car to die. It is crazy up here. It is crazy in Florida. Two guys, young guys, was walking in the neighborhood, drive by, shot them up, killed them. I don't know what's going on with these kids, man, but these young kids,
it's out of control.
It's out of hand, and they need to stop it.
It's out of control. It is. It is. It's really out of control, and we need to put a hand. We need to get a handle on it. And I don't know whether the Alderwoman, do you have any ideas on what we need to do to get a handle on how out of control crime is in our neighborhoods?
You know, when you see crime acted out, Julius, it's representative of what's going on in society. You know, those type of crimes. So it's so many ways until you get to that point. So many interventions should have happened before anything ever got to that point. And that's been a place that's been desolate. All of the front end initiatives that should have been done to give these young people different options. You know, we should have caught them long time ago. We should have caught them at 3 years old, or when they were big enough to come out into the community with programs. But we haven't seeded. We've done the weeding. The weeding is done on the back end, and they're locked up and they're killing. You know, but we didn't do enough of the seeding on the front end, so I know that I'm not the person that's going to be on the back end dealing with the everyday hands-on, but along that line, when it comes to policies at the city level, and then we do have a responsibility to make sure that we send the resources to where the hurt is, send the resources to where the seeding need to be, and that's what I work hard to do, so we could make sure that we never get to the point of the conditions that deal with the conditions that breed the crime. So we got a lot of work to do on the front end and seeding.
Okay. Well, that's it for George Floyd's murder trial. We're going to move on to our next topic, and that's one that we want the Alderwoman to see whether she can help us with. And we're going to ask you some questions, and hopefully you can give us some answers on it. That topic is, who's guarding the hen house? We need to know who's guarding the hen house, because evidently the thief is guarding the hen house. Whoever's stealing the hens is guarding the hen house. Because on the motel, hotel, Holiday Inn tax increase, why weren't there any? They got a 2% increase, right?
Yes.
It did pass the state?
It did not.
Oh, so it didn't go through?
No, it did not.
Okay, so they did hold tight and it didn't go through?
It did not go through.
Oh, okay. I thought that they revamped and they went and did an in around and made it go through.
Well, there were discussions until the 11th and finally the 12th and final hour, but it did not pass this year. I hope we get an opportunity to address it again next year. I do not like to see us leave those resources on the table and not come in to help us achieve what we're trying to achieve. And that's where it fell short, because there was no community vision on what it is that we were trying to achieve.
Right. It was just the business vision. It was just those establishment in the chamber and all of their Visit Savannah. They were the only ones included in what was to be melted out of that 2% tax increase. So I'm sure that they'll be fighting to put it back on the table, but now they need to take the locks off the door to let you sit at the table now, because they just not put that leaf at the table. They locked the door so you couldn't get in to the room where the table was. So
good analogy.
Yeah, so now they're gonna have to open the door so you can at least sit in the corner or sit at the kiddie table or something and give some ideas of what needs to be done. but there was no mandatory minority contract participation in that. Correct?
No, that wasn't in it. We were trying to renegotiate the deal because when it got placed under the microscope, there was some misleadings, and you had to weigh it out on the end. And we could have done more, especially with the new monies that was going to come in, the increase, the 2%. So it would not have really interrupted anything that was already in place. We were just trying to create some new markets, trying to service the Black community that hadn't been serviced or dealt with in the equation. And we wanted to look out for the employees of the hospitality industry, of the hotel motel industry, who are mostly low wealth people who live in a lot of the areas that we serve, and especially on the west side. And we were hoping to be able to put something in place to help that community, that population, something to help with transportation, childcare, maybe some home buying, incentive training, education, whatever. But it had to be, there are certain requirements, how you divvy the money. It had to be tourist related, but we even need to look back at that legislation at the state level to make sure that we could put something in place that's a little bit more equitable and inclusive, and allow more voices at the table to negotiate for what this thing will look like, and not just have to sit back and take what they give you. That's not going to work. So we needed to advocate for something that was more equitable, and we didn't get a chance to go to negotiate enough this year. And our negotiation ended in stalemate, where it was just an absolute no. We're not even going to consider that. And so therefore, with the art of the deal, we had to walk away from the table until next year, so we could do a better job.
Okay, that's good. Until next year, because now you can sit and you can negotiate these points, and they can get it where you all have some input. We can create a more diverse city, because I still don't understand how we got a chamber with 31 people on it and just 3 Blacks when we're 56% of the population, the Black population of the city of Savannah. The chamber is a disgrace. I think it needs to be disbanded. It don't even need to exist anymore on the level that it does with the income and the funds that you all give it. That the chamber was needed at a time, but why do you keep something that you don't need anymore? Savannah markets itself. And then the city can create a department within the city to market the city. This is where you get your tax revenue from anyway. But we're getting these people half of the hotel sales tax, and it don't make no sense anymore. You just got people getting generational wealth off of us, with these big $500,000 jobs, doing nothing but putting out some advertising, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't see them as no ambassadors for the city of Savannah. All they're doing is sitting back collecting checks, in my opinion. This is my opinion, not the alderwoman's. This is my opinion. They need to be disbanded. Visit Savannah Chamber of Commerce. I'm gonna say what I want to say. That, but you need to be disbanded. You're making too much damn money. Anyway, we need to make sure that there's some minority participation in all that work that's going to be going on. It's what it was. How many $1 million was? $65 million, and it was nothing in place to say that there was going to be any minority participation in the construction of these things. That was going to be going on. Nothing.
There were no requirements, no community benefit agreements attached. So it was just kind of business as usual, and that's where we need to make those changes, because it can't be business as usual, because look at the results of business as usual. We can't do the things the way we did it 10 years ago and 15 years ago. Look what we got, nothing. So if we keep doing that, we're going to continue to get nothing. And I think we are mature enough to sit down to a table and negotiate that we could have something more equitable in place as far as distributing public resources, and looking at the policies that govern that process along the way, and whether there's some bias in there, which there is, and we need to look. That's a lot of work, but you gotta have a staff that is sensitive to building equity at the base.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something kind of novel. But is the money supposed to go only in the tourist district? Or is the whole city the tourist district?
It was no, not just in the district, downtown district, because if the trails qualified or something that is recreation related, that's going to maybe be a tourist destination, also like the Bell's Landing. So there was some wiggle room in it, but of course, they made it work. But what the most disingenuous thing that happened that made me change my mind and look at it again, after everything was being put on us at the last minute, alerting us about the $2 million, total of $3 for museums, 3,500,000, I believe. But anyway, so that money was not clearly itemized as to the way it was going to be expended. But that trail that everybody want and love so much, that's going to come through the 1st district, come up from the 5th district along Bowles Ford and there by the arena for 10 million. Okay. But then we're going to leave the arena and create the second part of the trail through the 1st district from the arena downtown near the Plant Riverside area. And we're going to call that Heritage Trail. Although this is the same trail, the Tied to Town Trail, we're going to call it Heritage Trail and put another 10 million on that. So therefore, it probably won't look like we're spending $10 million on the trail through a depressed district, through a depressed neighborhood. And once the dust cleared and you can put that under the microscope. So that's not being a good steward of the resources that could be used in the area. And so with good conscience, I had to think about what was the best and the highest use and the greater good for the people of the 1st district. And so I felt like we needed to renegotiate.
That's what we need to do. Let's read some of these comments. Margaret Bett says, love the production values of ATR. Thanks for sharing through Hunger Club Forum, Savannah. Even the Waterworks building looks like it's being sabotaged.
Yes.
Ivan Cohen saying, Jewish, you gave me an inspiring idea. Disband the Chamber of Commerce and put it in the Jepson Museum. That's correct. They need to be disbanded, Ivan. Business as usual is now past tense, not anymore. And Dr. Howell says, this is the first time that 5 votes were not successful. Yeah, but we got to keep an eye on that. They're going to get it through. If these other women are at the table to negotiate and make it fair and balanced, they got to understand now that 5 votes ain't going to do it. They need to have a majority of the council sticking with this here, or it's not going to get raised. So
I really think we created, Julius, a great opportunity to this summer, while the session is over, to get with our state legislators and have that discussion. Get with community people and let's have this true discussion. So we created a really good opportunity to get it right. And I'm excited about that.
You're exactly right, Bernetta. And it needs to be done where it doesn't happen in silos, where Van and his people are over there talking, and then you what we call the squad is over there talking.
I don't know what y'all
Everybody needs to be together.
Yes.
And talking and putting the ideas together, because they have purposely blocked you all out. That's why it's a division. Everybody thinks the division is because of you all. The division can't be because of you all. The division is because of the majority. The majority is blocking out the minority. And you all are the majority together, but they don't want to cooperate and do what the will of the people. They want to do the will of big business. They want to do the will of Chamber. They want to do the will of CETA. They want to do the will of Visit Savannah. They want to do the will of all those big money people who are in construction and Kessler and everybody else there. Instead of saying, okay, now it's time for us to look out for the people. The time has changed. and nothing is going to change until we get rid of these people. My opinion.
Yes.
You know, so you can have the flow if you need it. But that's what I feel. We need to make sure that we do it's the people's time, and that what you campaigned on is the
Well,
people's.
the people spoke, and just evident of what the council looks like, the people spoke and said we wanted a change, and they thought that change, they were voting for the people who were going to represent that change. When you get a 7-member new council out of 9, that's a mandate saying that we're not happy, we're not satisfied, let's put in a whole new council. And that's what the people did. So we could either, what does that change look like? Are we going to conduct business as usual and just continue the agenda, the legacy agenda, or are we going to insert and accept and try these new concepts, new way of doing business, which are best practice and proven methods? We're not coming with anything that we're creating or pulling out the wang wang or pulling out the air. We're coming with tried and true, professional, measured, scientific, best practice initiatives. And we're saying, let's use this because we want to design and create a different outcome. And we're getting pushback from those legacy recipients, the people who have been the beneficiaries of this disparity, the people who've been the beneficiaries of the inequity are pushing back the hardest because they don't want anything to change. But they would understand if once we do this, the market is going to become more equitable and let the market drive and go where it will when people take the governmental restraints off of it. And that's almost sound kind of Republican, but we're going to have to stop using policies against groups of people. And that's being exposed. And it looks like a fight. It looks like disagreement. It looks like some people don't have a stomach for the fight, but they want to win. And if you want to win, you have to be willing to put your sleeves up and fight if it's worth fighting for. If it's you look at your children and your grandchildren, you look at the opportunities, you look at, if not now, when. So we got to fight, because one thing about it, we on the right side of history with fighters who have fought this same fight for equity and equality, and for to close the wealth gap, and to have a better job and income and business opportunities. And this has been the fight, and we're continuing that fight. So if it's pushback, the pushback is from the same sides that always push back. So again, and my final word is, it's a clash of two visions. And it's always been a clash of two visions, but equity, equality is going to win the day.
Okay. And that's from the mouth of our representative for the 1st District of Savannah, Alderwoman Bernetta Lanier. And we appreciate you coming on the show. We appreciate you giving us your time. We know you were in another 2.5-hour show early this morning with former Senator Diane Harvey Johnson with the Hunger Club Forum of Savannah. Yeah, I watched that show this morning, and y'all were great, giving out your ideas and your passion and telling what the deal really is for the people. And as long as you keep doing what you have to do for the people, then we're going to stand behind you.
I appreciate everybody, and you make it so much bearable. Thank you.
Okay, we appreciate you joining us. I got about 15 minutes that I'm going to do a rundown of my last topic. And
make sure you tell them to continue to contact the mayor and aldermen about the Weeping Town property and vote no. Thank you.
Vote no. Y'all heard it here. Vote no. Call the mayor, call the other alderwoman, all the people, and tell them to vote no on the special use permit for the Weeping Town property.
Thank you. And I'm out.
Thank you, dear. Okay. We're going to get back to the last 15 minutes of our show. And the last 15 minutes, let me get this last few questions and comments, because you're messing with the cash cow. That's correct. Just got more inspiration from Jewish. Another Perry Mason mystery, the case of the mental midget majority. I mean, you something. I mean, you is something else, boy. I know Tanya laughing her butt off for you. She loves your comments. Okay. Our last topic of today, and I just wanted to let y'all know that if you look at the bottom of the screen, we are putting on information here for the public. Y'all can give to help us keep these programs coming. Not only these programs, we got 7 new programs for you coming up. 7. And we need you all to support this platform so that we can continue to give you the information. We can continue to provide the entertainment. We can continue to do what is necessary so that ATR can come into your living rooms, come onto your cell phones, come onto your tablets, your desktops, your laptops. We want to be able to come. You can find us on at ATR Black Media Network on YouTube. We'll start pushing a lot of people there. We got some big changes coming up in the next couple of months. Stay tuned for it. I've been giving you hints on what it is. I'll be giving you some hints in a minute on what it is. We have some real big changes. We have some awesome shows that are going to be worldwide, not just Savannah, Georgia. It's going to be worldwide. I'll tell you about them in 1 second. But if you can, just Cash App, all things relevant media, all things relevant on Cash App, all things relevant. You'll see the sign that's right there in the right hand corner. Give us something so we can keep these shows running, the cable on, the internet on, the lights on, the people doing what they need to do, so we help pay the interns and all these other things. But that's just a plea from us so that we can bring the information to you the way that it is. Outspoken, unapologetic, and real. Okay? Don't forget that. All right? Look out for our new changes coming in the next 30 to 45 days. Next 30 to 45 days, within 45 days, there'll be new changes. Y'all will see them, and just stand by for them. But for those shows that I was telling you about, since everybody's still here, I want y'all to understand these are national shows. We got enough Savannah shows, and you'll love the national shows also, because what I mean by national is that they have an appeal that can touch everybody, not just people in Savannah. Touch everybody. I know my partners didn't want me to too much expound on what these shows are, but I don't think that anybody else in the country is doing what we're doing on the level that we're doing. So I don't worry about anybody stealing that idea. They may mention that I brought up something one time before, and 2 people took it and used it, but take it and use it if you want to. We're here to educate the people, to bring everything to the people. So I'm going to tell you what our new shows are. We have a bunch of new shows, 7 of them coming up. We have 14 on the platform now, 14, 15, 16 I see on the board, but only about 13 of them play on our platform. The other 3 are affiliated with us. The other 3 are affiliated with us. Other 4 is affiliated with us. 12 are on the platform. 1 of those shows are coming on, so to be 13 on the platform, 3 outside the platform associated with us, and we have 7 more, so that'll make 20. 23 total before July 1st. I'm gonna make that promise to you before July 1st. We have a bunch of shows coming. One of the new shows is Truth Be Told. Truth Be Told is a show by about common misconceptions, and that show will be out. Anthony Martrell will be hosting that show. He also will be hosting From the Hood to the Pulpit. We've already did the pilot show for The Hood to the Pulpit. We'll air it sometime soon. Y'all get ready for it. It's a great show. It's and From the Hood to the Pulpit, Anthony Martrell will be hosting that show also. But it's not to give you all it. just from a pastor's point of view from the pulpit. The first show, as a matter of fact, I did. They already taped it. I did the first show because they say this is my pulpit. And this is our pulpit, is what it really is. It's not my pulpit, it's our pulpit. But since I helped create it, then they interviewed me first. And from the hood to the pulpit tells the story of whoever we have on coming from the hood to their pulpit, giving a spiritual word, uplifting our community, because the pulpit is just that. It's uplifting your from where you at. It could be a bully pulpit or it could be an inspirational pulpit. And we like to say that if it's inspirational, that's what we want to do here. So the stories that we'll be doing from the hood to the pulpit will be from all across the nation. This is a national show. Truth Be Told is a national show. Common Misconceptions. He'll be telling you things that you thought were one thing that aren't those things, and he'll be breaking it down to you with the facts. Okay? Common Misconceptions. Truth Be Told. That's the name of the show. And he'll have a segment in there. He'll be breaking down all the common misconceptions. As Anthony Montreal, we'll tell you the dates on all these shows later, but we'll and the dates and time on all these shows later when we announce them. But y'all will see them. Don't forget Hood, From the Hood to the Pulpit. Those are the two shows by Anthony Martell. We got other shows coming up. Our Black Business Profiles. That's a show by Leonora Moore Bogus. Leonora Moore Bogus, I believe. Her last name is Bogus, but we call her Leo Moore. She'll be bringing our Black business profiles. We'll be profiling all Black businesses across this country. Everybody that she can get in touch with, she has a stack of cards this long with people. So it'll be 2 or 3 businesses on there at a time, and she'll be profiling those businesses. Your business might be one of them. If you own a business, send us your business card. We're going to try to profile you too, even if it's in the credits on the end or whatever. Try to give to this program so that we can start making a donor list or sponsor list so we can put you in the credits in the back, which will be coming up later on. Leo will also be doing 2 other shows. She'll be taking over for our vulnerable communities because Natalia is moving to Chicago, Illinois. She's moving to St. Louis, East St. Louis soon. So Leonora will probably be doing our vulnerable communities. But she's also going to be doing our Black History Facts. Our Black History Facts. It's going to be a show. These are every show I'm telling you, every one of them, from Truth Be Told from the hood to the pulpit to our Black business profiles to our Black History Facts. These are national shows. These are not shows that are just relative to Savannah. They're relative and relevant to the whole country, to the world. So people will be able to get some things seen that they didn't know. And that's the thrill that I get out of this, bringing these type of shows and things to you all, because you all are what's more important. Let me run through this. Our next one is His and Her Perspective. That's Michelle Monet Henderson and Bon Jackson. They have a show called His and Her Perspective. They come on every Sunday at 5. Y'all go ahead and watch them. We're hoping to bring them over to our platform in the next 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Hopefully we'll have them on our platform. It's a love advice show, a relationship advice show. So they'll be on here. So y'all stay tuned, tune in, go and watch them now, because they are on every Sunday. His and Her Perspective. Just Google them. You'll find them on Facebook. That's Von Jackson and Michelle Monet Henderson. They have a great show. I watch it every Sunday at 5 p.m. We have our number one show America After Dark. That's going to be our #1 show. I guarantee you it's going to be our #1 show. It's going to be our late night show. America After Dark is Bernard Brown with all his antics. He'll be doing everything in the world. Sound like somebody on my line now. Bernard, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know you were still there, man. Bernard is still on the phone. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Okay.
you telling them about my show?
Yeah, I was telling him about your show. Go ahead.
It's called America After Dark. And the reason why it's called America After Dark because all the kids and grandkids, everybody will be in bed. You know, so because it's gonna be, I can be myself. You know, I can cuss and I can talk shit and you know what I'm saying. It's for the grown folks. It's for the grown folks, not for the kids. It's gonna be America After Dark coming in June the 1st. That's the first Friday. I'll be coming down Friday. We do the first couple shows with you, and then after that, it's on like popcorn.
America After Dark. Y'all heard that. Bernard Brown, America After Dark. What's some of the things you'll be doing on there? You told me earlier that you had some ideas of what you'll be doing.
Basically, we'll be doing prank calls. We'll be talking about, you know, relationship, as you call it, relation. We'll be, matter of fact, I'm thinking about taking the show on to have special guests come on, and then I'll be talking more, you know, about sports and, you know,
so
different things to try to help, basically to try to help our young black men stop getting caught up in the nonsense like the quarterback Watson for the Houston Texans. It's a shame. When you try to cross the white man, they're going to come out with some stuff on you. I have never heard anything about this young man, and I know him personally, about this young man until when he decided he wanted to leave Houston. Now, all of a sudden, we got all these, you know, massage people saying he doing this and he did that.
Yeah.
Black men, when you make it, don't be no fool and get caught up in a lot of nonsense.
Okay, so we're gonna be telling them that on the show when you start the first Friday in, I think it's June 4th. The first Friday in June is his first show on this network, on this platform. It's America After Dark with Bernard Brown. He'll be doing prank phone calls. He said he had 2 other things. You said you had mind your own damn business. Mind your damn business. That was a segment you're gonna have, and what's the other one? I wish you would. Yeah, so we're gonna have fun with that show. I can't wait. It'll be a late night show that we'll be doing here on this network. So y'all stay tuned to it. Okay. We got a caller on the line with us, brother Jamal, Dr. Jamal Torre.
I thought that right now that was the #1 show. It's a conspiracy now. You and Bernard Brown. Y'all want to go together. It's a damn conspiracy. It's not a damn conspiracy. It's a damn conspiracy. That's what's going on. I see. I'm just saying. I had to call it and let it be known. I don't want y'all that one. Everybody, but I got it. It's America After Dark.
And brother Jamal Torre. So, Brother Torre, your show is one of the top shows on the platform. Your show is one of the top shows on the platform. But Bernard's show hadn't even started yet. We just know that it's going to be off the chain because he's going to be going off every Friday night.
Yeah, I know. And where did he go to school?
He went to school at the one and only Tompkins High School. That's where he went.
Can you have a conspiracy? I'm telling you, conspiracy. That's why I know. That's why I call. That's why I make sure I want everybody to know. I want everybody out there. This is not about conspiracy. American conspiracy. Yeah. You know what? Hey, you gonna be my first guest. You gonna be my first guest. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yes, sir. Okay.
That ought to be real interesting.
You all right now? Yeah, I'm all right now. Okay.
That should be real interesting because you got Jamal Torre and Bernard Brown on a late night show. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, you know, I was selling out for a chicken biscuit, so yes, right. Hey, I'm done out. Hey, I got in trouble. Man, I got in trouble. Let me tell y'all. I got in trouble with my sisters the other day. You know, I had a little fucking tones event, and the video leaked on Facebook, and my sister them calling me about it. So I had to tell them I love them, and I hung up on them.
You had a suck your toes event?
Man, hey.
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
Hey, I had to get it up there. I had to get it up.
Jamal.
The illustrious Trafalgar Tompkins High School. Yes, that's them.
That's right. But our brother at Jenkins High School, we love you too. Don't forget, Wednesdays, Jamal Torre's show, Dr. Torre's show. Run Tell That. You get all the great information. We will speak for we.
Because you and Bernard, y'all rabble rousers too. I'm just saying, y'all rabble rousers down every afternoon. All that, so I can only imagine.
Yes, sir.
You invite me on your show. You ain't invited me on your show yet. But I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. I said do it to listen people for 2 or 3 weeks right now. So I'm gonna make right now. Guess what? I'm getting you on in May. Do it fast. It's gonna be 9 back after dark. It's gonna be America after 6 p.m. We're gonna do a little fast. That's what I'm gonna do. America after 6 p.m.
All right.
People give people a chance. Stuff. That's right. I'll be like, listen here now. I'll never say it was nobody, but this right here ain't got nothing to do with me. This is my mind on himself. You know, I'm gonna put my own little warning out there for everybody.
Yeah. It's gonna be a riot. It's gonna be a riot. I already know it. So y'all tune in. We got nothing but love for you, baby. So that's America After Dark, and our last show that we got coming up, we're gonna try our Black Daily News. We're gonna be putting that on as soon as we get these. This is one of the last shows that hopefully I'll get this up before the 31st of July. We Lord have mercy. We got another caller. We got another caller on with the 3 of y'all. We got another caller. Caller, you're on the air with Bernard Brown and Jamal Torre. Caller?
Oh, okay.
Caller, you on the air?
Yes, I am on the air. This is Charlie Brown, and I'm getting sick and tired. I am sick and tired of all these people who want to be stars. I was a star when there was no sky. And now they want to be stars. Bernard Brown, after 12 o'clock at night, Jamal Torre trying to hustle to get on show. What the hell going on? I'm a star. I'm the only star. I'm going to tell you this. The name of my, wait a minute, Mr. Brown. The name of my show, the night the street lights went out. That's what the name of my show gonna be.
All night long.
No, the night the street lights went out. That's correct. What you forget there?
Okay, well.
Charlie Brown. Guess what? Charlie Brown. Guess where I'm at right now? I'm right in Yamaha right now, Charlie Brown. Now see where you going at? Now you trying to accuse me of embezzling chicken out of Yamaha. I did not embezzle no chicken. No, Bernard Brown, he been on a coupon for 2-piece chicken for me. Chicken and brisket. That's why I've been traumatized. Because that's what they're talking about. That's why I fell out for chicken and brisket. I fell out for chicken and brisket. Well, that's why I'm going to name the show. The night the street lights went out. That's the name of it.
Okay, all night long is what you.
It's gonna be live with Charlie Brown and the Easy Crew. That's correct.
Charlie Brown and the Easy Crew.
We're gonna do it. Mildew, barbecue, what you gonna do?
Okay. I got about 14 comments. I need to read them all. And y'all can comment if y'all want to. Jamal Torre talking about, I thought Run Till That was number one. You are number one in our hearts. I think you're number 3 on the list all total though. As far as ratings. But you are number one.
I just want to thank you for taking my phone call. I'm going to hang up, and I got to work on my material for my show. And I hope my show come on. I'm planning for it to come on in December.
Okay. All right.
Can I come on? Can I be one of your guests, Mr. Brown? I'll be perfectly honest with you, Bernard. The only way I want you to be on my show if you can sing. Because you can sing. I know that. Hey, I'm telling you, I got a new song. It's called Toenail. It's called Toenail.
Toenail.
I don't want the women to start screaming on the air today.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
You guys later, Bernard, congratulations on the show coming in June. And Torre, you can go down to Yamaha and get that chicken that got there.
Okay, now we got Dr. Hall said that he's a Wolverine. Brett Campbell said this boy is crazy. Melinda Gwen Thornton, okay. Melinda says that the night the street light went out with Charlie Brown. Ain't that something? This is a show right here. Okay. And Ivan Cohen said, "Phew. For a minute, I thought there were national versions of Julius Hall in the universe. Whoever sampled your idea needs to send you a royalty check for the pulpit pilot. Did you wear a clerical collar or choir robe? No, I did not. I told you, it does not have to be a church member. You can sing a song. That's your pulpit. You could be given an inspirational spiritual message. That's your pulpit. You could be a pastor. That's your pulpit. You could be a elected official or a community leader that your pulpit is uplifting people. You will probably be on that show. So we welcome anybody. If you have ideas for a show, give us a call. Let us know. Ivan Cohen, you got any ideas for a show? Let us know. But don't forget, people, we got those 7 shows. I'm gonna run them back by you. Truth be told, from the hood to the pulpit, Our Black Business Profiles, Our Black History Facts, His and Her Perspective, Our Black Daily News. We go hope to start off with 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for that show. As soon as we get it up, that'll be in July for that show or sooner. And then don't forget America After Dark. America After Dark is the show. We're gonna be lit on that. So when you done had all the news all week, when Jamal Torre done told you everything he needs to tell you, when you done got all of the mess from Mr. Brown and Air Scott off of the rabble, you can relax on Friday night after you get through with Air Scott at 12 o'clock and listen to America After Dark with Bernard Brown. It's going to be hilarious. He has a bunch of skits coming. We are going to be doing great things. Tune in. Don't forget to all our shows. We got 7 shows on. 7 shows. 7 days a week. We got 16 shows. 16 on the board up there. 16 shows. And 7 more coming. That'll give us 23. Y'all stand by. We're moving things, and we got some big announcements coming. Jamal Torre, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
I'm just waiting. He's gonna have Bernard on. I'm just waiting. So I understand. I'm just waiting to get my chicken biscuit time on his show. That's all. I'm gonna have to get my time. That's why I said I'm good right now. I ain't worried about something on my tell that. So I'm gonna be on America After Dark. That's why I said I don't sell out for a chicken biscuit. I'll sell out for a chicken biscuit. All right.
All right. Love you, man. All right, Bernard, any last words before we go?
Hey, no, bro. Like I said, I appreciate everything you're doing, and I'm gonna go back out here and cut some more folks out with this tournament. Got out of hand. But I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call later on.
Okay, I'll be home. I'll holler at you. Be careful there in Atlanta. Love you, man.
Okay, love you too, bro.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, America. Don't forget, that is what we have for you coming up. We are going to bring it to you 100 every time. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to keep it real. It's the shows that we have. Nobody can duplicate them. You don't even have those type of people to get these shows in place. Other platforms to put it on. So we're not worrying about you stealing anything. Steal what you want. We're bringing it to you, and this is what we do here. So I just want to let everybody know. Tune in, be ready, and 7 days a week we got shows on. 7 days a week we have shows on. 7 days a week. Tune in to Reverend Smalls tonight, 6 p.m. Political Unity, Political Action Committee. Unity Political Action Committee. Unity Political Action Committee. 6 p.m. tonight. 6 p.m. tonight. Y'all know Pastor Smalls brings it. He brings it every time. So tune in tonight. 6 p.m. Get your popcorn. Be ready. He keeps it real because he tells it like it is. Tune in tonight. Then you got Brother Maven on tomorrow night. And so y'all tune in. We got shows 7 days a week. I'll put up another schedule after a while. I didn't put it up because we've been adding and moving things around. So it'll be up so you all can have a list of all the shows, the times, and everything. I'll do that today sometime. So just look on All Things Relevant Media. Look on my Facebook page. I'll post all the shows and the time and the new shows that's coming. So with that being said, I love you, and that is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Thank you, Melinda Gwen, and there's nothing you can do about it. And we'll see you on this platform every day. Okay? Take care.